Hi besties, welcome back to the channel. This is So with Somi. On today's tutorial, I'll be showing you how I recreated this simple jumpsuit with collar and a side pocket. So if you watch closely, see how fitted it is on the back and how free it is on the crotch. So if you want to get all the details, do not skip any part of this video, and do not forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel and on your post notification button so you get notified anytime I post a new video. So for this tutorial, I made use of 3 yards of an Ankara fabric. You can make use of any fabric of your choice. So here I have folded my fabric into two, and the width I have here is 15 inches. So divide your hip by 4, then add extra inches to that. Now I'm going to take off 17 inches, which is my half length, to get the full length of my jumpsuit. So the full length I'm working with is 58 inches. So the extra 1 inch there, I want it to be 57. So the extra 1 inch there is for folding allowance. So take the full length of how long you want your jumpsuit to be and mark it out. I'm sorry that wasn't showing. So after marking that out, on the waistline, I'm going to now take my measurement. I'll come down 9 inches for my hip point now, and I'm going to mark my crouch length. So I made use of 12 inches. So my crouch is 11 inches. I added 1 inch extra to that because this is a jumpsuit, and that made it 12. So you can add 1.5 inches, but I don't want it to be too free. That's why I made use of 12 inches. On the waistline, I'll divide my round hip by 4, and I'll add the extra 1 inch for stitching allowance. So my hip is 40 divided by 4, which is 10 plus 1 inch, making it 11. I mark that on the waistline, on the hip points, and on the crouch line. After marking that out, I'll connect the 3 points together. So for my crouch extension, I'll be dividing my hip by 4. So my hip divided by 4 will give you 10. Then that 10, I'll divide it by 4 again, giving me 2.5, and I'll mark that. Then on that angle line, that after marking it out, on this angle line, I'll go up by 1 inch, 1.5 inch to connect my crouch. So whatever your hip is, divide it by 4, and whatever it gives you, divide it by 4 again to get your crouch. Now from that hip line, I'll take my waist measurement, I'll mark, and I'll add 1 inch for stitching allowance, and I'll connect it to the hip points this way. So for this jumpsuit, there is no dart on it, but if you want to add a dart, you're free to do so. Now I'm going to measure what I have on the crouch line. I'll take that measurement all the way down to the full length. So this is a free palazzo trouser, it's not fitted, so I'll take that measurement all the way down. After taking the measurement all the way down, I'll connect all the lines that I've marked out together. Now this is what I have. The next thing I'm going to do now is to start cutting out all the excess I have. So guys, before we get back to the video, do not forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel, and give this video a thumbs up so that more people will get to see it. So after cutting out the excess, we're going to open up the side. Now this is what we have. We are going to use this to cut out our back piece. So here I folded my front in, I'll place my front in another folded fabric, so I have space on both sides and at the upper part. So now from the waistline, I will go in by 2 inches. So this is our new waistline. I went in by 2 inches. Now that 2 inches, I'll replace it on the waistline on the back this way. Just watch what I'm doing carefully. On the hip line, I'll mark the same 2 inches. After that 2 inches, I'll be marking 1 inches all the way down to the full length on the sides. So watch carefully. I went in by 2 inches on the waist. I replaced it on the side. So after that, I'll connect all the lines I've marked out this way down to the full length. So this is our joining allowance for the side. Now on that 2 inches line I went in, I'll go up by 1.5. So this is to help my back sit properly, and I'll connect it back to the new waistline we have on the side. So this is what I have. So went up by 1.5 and I reconnected. So for my crotch extension, I marked 3 inches. So this is a jumpsuit. So for the front, remember we used 2.5. I added ½ inch to that measurement, making it 3 inches because I want my jumpsuit to be a little bit free on the crotch. So after that, I'll connect it to the waistline that we've marked. So if there's any part you don't understand, you can ask me questions on the comment section. Now this is what I have. So I'm just covering out my lines very well. So this is what we have. Now the next thing I'm going to do is to take my zip measurement. So I'm marking 1 inch. This is for my zipper allowance. So after marking out the 1 inch, I'll take the length of my zip, and I have made use of 8 inches. Then I'll connect the lines together. So this is what we have. So guys, this is how easy it is to draft out your trouser. So if you have any questions, you can ask me. So before we cut, now on the crouch line, I'll just connect it straight this way to meet the front piece. We are not adding any joining allowance to the side. So the next thing is just to cut out all the excess we have on the side. So guys, like I said, if you have any question, if there's any part that is confusing, you can ask me question on the comment section and I'll respond. So just trim out all the excess that we have. So cut out the zipper allowance this way from the crouch. So just watch the places I'm cutting so you see where you cut. So after cutting out, this is what we have. Now we are going to keep this aside so that we can draft out our upper parts. So here I folded another fabric into 2. Now I'll come down 9 inches for my chest line. So my half length is 16 inches. I made it 17 because we need that joining allowance to use to join it to the lower part. So I will measure my shoulder. So my shoulder is 15, but this is a sleeveless jumpsuit. So I took out 1 inch from that. So I marked 6.5 inches, and I equally marked the same 6.5 inches on the chest line, and I connected the 2 lines together. For the neck width, I made use of a neck width of 3 inches, and I came down 1 inch for the back neckline. So this is the front piece, sorry. So I made use of 8.5 inches for the depth of the front neckline, and I'll connect the 2 of them together. So this is what I have. Now I'll come down 1 inch for my shoulder slope. So for the depth, it is depending on your preference. You can make your neckline long deeper than mine. Now I divided what I have there and I went in by half an inch. So we do this all the time on the channel. On the chest line, I divided my bust by 4, and I added my 1 inch stitching allowance, and I'll connect the lines together. So this is a basic bodice, and I do this all the time on the channel. Now on the waistline, I'll divide my round waist by 4. I'll mark and I'll add my stitching allowance, and I'll connect the lines together. So this is what we have for the front, and I'll trim that out. So guys, if you have not given me a thumbs up, what are you waiting for? Please, if you're enjoying this tutorial, give me a thumbs up. It helps more people to see this video, please guys. So this is what the front looks like. If I open it, this is how it is looking like. So let's keep it aside for the back. So now we're drafting out the back. I've marked out 1 inch for my zipper allowance. Then I came down 9 inches for the chest line, and for the waist I made use of 17 inches, just like we did for the front. The only difference here is we added zipper allowance. So I'll be marking my shoulder measurement, which is 6.5. I removed 1 inch because this is a sleeveless jumpsuit. Then I marked the same 6.5 on the chest line. For the neck width, I made use of a neck width of 3 inches, and I came down 1 inch for the depth for the back piece, and I connected. Now I'm come down 1 inch for the shoulder slope, and I'll connect from the neck width to that 1 inch. So I measure what I have. I have 8, half of that is 4. Now I'll divide my round bust by 4 and mark, and I'll add my stitching allowance, and I'll cover out my armhole. On the waistline, I'll divide my round waist by 4 and I will mark. I'll add my stitching allowance. I'll connect the points together and we are done. So we're going to just trim out all the excess we have on the side. So this is what we have for the back. We're going to adjust our zip. So I'll come in by 1/2 inch on the waistline. So I'll trim that off this way. So this is to avoid zip bulge. Then I'll open up my zip. So after that, I'll still go up from that waistline by 1 inch this way, and I'll connect it back to the full length. So I went up by 1 inch and I connected it back to the full length. So this is what will make my zip sit properly. And if you watch the jumpsuit, you notice that my zip was sitting pretty very well. So I'll trim that off. So now this is what we have. So keep this aside. So I'm going to bring the front. So this is what the front and the back looks like. So this is it. So keep this aside so that we can work on our trouser. So for my trouser, I have closed my crouch with 1/2 inch. So this is what the back piece looks like. And for the front, I've equally joined it with 1/2 inch. So the next thing is to get where we'll be fixing our pockets. So I went in 3 inches on the waistline. And for the length of my pockets, I made use of 7 inches. So I'll connect from the waistline to that 7 inches. So went in 3 inches, came down 7 inches, and I'll connect from the waistline to that 7 inches. After that, I'll trim it off. So this is it. If I open it up, this is what the cutouts that we have made. This is what it will look like. When you open it up, this is what it will look like. So now I'll get the 4 pieces of pockets that I have that I've cut out. So this is the pocket I've cut out. It's 8 inches by 8 inches, and I have 2 pieces here for the pockets. So I have 4, but I have 2 here. So now I'll place the pockets on it. I'll place my trouser on the pockets this way, making sure that the sides are matching together. Do you see what I have? Make sure that the sides here, we are just cutting out 2 of the pockets. So after making sure that the sides are matching, I'll trim off the cutouts we made on the trouser earlier this way. So just trim it out. So after trimming it out, I'll bring it out. So this is what I have. So I'll place it on it this way. I'll take it to the machine and stitch. I'll bring the other side. I'll take it to the machine and I'll stitch it down. I'll do that and bring it back. So after stitching it down, this is what we have. So we're going to fold it in this way. You see what I did? Now I'll bring the other side of the pocket. Remember, we are cutting out 4. Now I'll bring the other side of the pocket. I'll place it on it this way. So arrange it properly. Then I'll take it to the machine and I'll stitch it all around. All the opening, I'll close it and I'll bring it back to show you. So after closing it, so this is my pocket. If you don't understand this part, just watch it carefully, you'll understand. So remember, we cut out 3 inches while we were cutting out the pockets. So I will measure to know if I have any excess so that I can trim it up. But after measuring, I have the same 3 inches. So our waistline is correct. So next thing now is to join the 2 trousers together. So I'm going to place the back piece on the table this way. And for the back piece, I have already closed the zipper allowance. So you see, I have closed the zipper allowance. So I'll place it this way. I'll get my front piece. I'll place it on the back piece. So I'll arrange it, making sure that the waistlines are matching. Remember, we added 1 inch stitching allowance. Now I'll take it to the machine and I'm going to stitch the sides with 1 inch all the way down to the full length. Now I'll come to the other side after arranging it, making sure that the waistlines are matching. I'll poly stitch with 1 inch. I'll do that and bring it back to show you. So after stitching my trouser, this is what I have, and these are the pockets, and this is the zipper side. So this is what I have. So I'll keep it aside so that we can work on our front piece. So for the front, I'll be turning the armhole with my bias. So I'll turn the armholes with the bias. This is for the front, and I'll do the same for the back piece. I'll turn the armhole with bias. After turning the armhole, then I'm going to join my shoulders with 1/2 inch. After joining, I'll bring it back to show you. So here I'm done joining my shoulders and I've turned out my armhole. This is what I have, and I probably close the sides with 1 inch. So this is what I have. Now I'm going to get my trouser and I'll be joining the upper part and the lower part together with 1/2 inch all the way around. So I will join it with 1/2 inch. So I will do that and bring it back to show you what I have. So after joining, this is what I have and this is how neat it is, and I've equally attached my zip. So now we are going to measure to get where the length of the collar will be working with. So I've opened up my fabric this way. So I'll open it up very well, so because we are going to measure from the zipper allowance. So open up this fabric very well so that the measurements can be taken correctly. So did you see how I opened it up? So I opened it up very well, and this is what I have. So next thing now is I'll place my tip from that zipper allowance and I'll measure down to the full length in the front. So I have 13 inches here. So this is the pattern paper I'll be demonstrating with. So half of 13 is 6.5, but I made it 7 because I'll be using 1/2 inch to join. And for the height of my collar, I used 6 inches initially, but later I reduced it to 4 inches. Now this is what I have. Now I will connect it together this way and I'll equally rule out the heights, and I'll trim off the excess I have on the side. So I used 6 inches for the height, but it was too high, so I later reduced it. So here, this is for me demonstrating. I lost the clip of when I did this. So you fold your fabric into 2 this way, then you fold it again into 4. Now on the closed edge, you're going to place your pattern that you've cut out this way. Now you're going to trim it out. So when you get to where the length stop, then you slant your scissors this way. You see what we have, so you can get that sharp V. And if you open it up, this is what we're going to have. And remember, you're cutting out 2 for it, and after that you close the sides. So here, this is what I have for mine. I've closed the sides and I've ironed it out. I'll get my jumpsuit. Now I'll be placing it, see from that zipper allowance we measured, so we're going to place it this way. If you measured it correctly, it will align to the length of the neckline you're working with. So mine aligned. You see what I have. So I will be stitching with 1/2 inch, then I'll place the other side this way. See how it is aligning because I measured it correctly. So I'll stitch that down and bring it back. So guys, I forgot to tell you, we are stitching from the wrong side, not from the right side. So place it on the right side on that zipper allowance. You can use your pins to hold it, then stitch it down with 1/2 inch. So this is the one I've done. Just see how it looks. So stitch it down with 1/2 inch. So I will do that and bring it back to show you. Now after stitching it out, this is what I have. You see the rough edges are on the inside, and this is what the full jumpsuit looks like. So this is how neat everything is. So if you look at the back piece, this is how neat it is. So this is my zip, So this is how everything looks. So thank you guys so much for watching up to this point. Do not forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you on my next video. Bye.